Welcome back to a Faster PC live support. I know you've been waiting all week for this show. Well, you don't have to wait any longer. Get excited. This time, this is exciting. We're actually going to be helping people resolve their computer problems. We may help you resolve your computer problems. So give us a call, 772-340-1590, 772-340-1590. Or you can head over to our Facebook or YouTube video. Either go to Facebook, search for a Faster PC. We have almost 23,000 likes. Go to YouTube. YouTube channel is kind of new, and we don't have as many likes over there, but get over there and you can watch the show there as well. Or you can head to our website at fasterpc.com. We have links to both our Facebook page and our YouTube channel where you can watch this show in its entirety. And you know what? If you're driving down the road, you're doing other things, you're not able to watch right now, you'll be able to watch the show in its entirety at your convenience after the show is over. So, but if you have a computer question, if you have a computer problem, if something's not working, now is your chance to get your problem solved for free. Give us a call, 772-340-1590, and let's see whether we can help you on this show resolve your computer problem. Also, we do have technicians that are standing by in the shop ready to resolve computer problems. And we'll be there today until 2, but you don't have to wait until then. Remember, computer problems?
You need a Faster PC.
Yes, you do, and we are back ready to answer your questions, ready to help you resolve your computer and technical problems as well. So one thing that I started discussing and started talking about before Thomas called is routers and problems with routers. Last week on Friday, one of our customers, and I'm talking about a week ago from yesterday, one of our customers called us because they were having problems with their internet. And I went over to their location and I confirmed, I tried to connect remotely first and wasn't able to. And then I went on site and I confirmed that they actually were having a problem with their internet. I called Comcast. We rebooted things, including their router, and things came back up and actually worked good the rest of the day. But, Comcast came out just to make sure things were going good. Comcast came out and, things were, Comcast said, hey, everything's good on our end. And by the way, sometimes they'll say this and they'll say, the problem is on your end. And sometimes when they say that, it's not actually the case, and that's why it's good to have a technician, someone that actually knows what they're doing, to actually double check and check it out. And or they can say, well, this is your computer that's causing the problem. And I can bring my computer, which I know doesn't have a problem and didn't have a problem at the last network I was at, and if I'm having a problem there, then I know it's not the computer, it's their net, it's something with their network or with Comcast modem. Well, Comcast said, well, it's something here on your network, so you need to do some more troubleshooting. So, we did some more troubleshooting there, and of course, we're not really sure whether, Comcast has given us the correct information, because sometimes I've had them tell me, hey, this is a problem, but we're seeing, the problem, everything's working good on our end. Sometimes they'll even tell you that remotely without even coming out. They'll say, well, the problem's on your end. And it's not always the case. Well, we also, last Saturday, a week ago from today, started having problems at our own house with Comcast as well. And we called Comcast on Sunday, scheduled a appointment for Monday, and I actually went to both locations, both our customer's location and to my location. The tech that came out to my house said, well, and we actually replaced our modem, even though, our modem had been working fine and probably there's nothing wrong with it. But we replaced the modem just in case. And he said, you might want to replace the router. And I thought, well, why would I replace the router? I even told him, well, that's a good router. I mean, we have empirically tested that. We know that this is providing good good, reliable service for us, and it has provided good, reliable service for us. In fact, I'll switch over to a full screen so that you can see. We actually did prior to this, going to, we used to use a Wi-Fi 4 router, and we got about 33% frame drop. And then we went to a Wi-Fi 5 router with this show, and that's what I'm talking about, streaming this show to one social media outlet. We were getting 33% frame drop. We went to a Wi-Fi 5 network and got 30%. So it was better, but not significantly better. We went to the Wi-Fi 6 router and had 0 frames drop, not just 1% or just a few percent drop, 0 frames drop. So we knew that this router was a good router, yet he was suggesting that we replace it. So when we come back on the other side, we'll tell you a little bit more about what happened and what we have found with this.
You're listening to a Faster PC radio heard on this station every Saturday in the 10 o'clock hour. We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be right back for the final segment of today's show. Listen, if you want to get your computer questions answered and you haven't called in, now's your opportunity. In fact, this is your last opportunity coming up. 772-340-1590. 772-340-1590. You can also head over to our Facebook page, and you can actually, from the Facebook page, you can type your computer questions into the comment section of the live video, and we'll cover them on today's show. But you know what? You've got to get over there right now, or give us a call, 772-340-1590, so we can answer your computer questions. Computer problems? You need a faster PC. This is Brian Longworth, host of A Faster PC Radio, where we answer your computer questions for free every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m. But it gets even better than that.
Now, wait a minute. How could it possibly get any better than that?
Yes, Cliff. A Faster PC has technicians standing by every Saturday ready to work on your computer.
Wait a minute. Technicians standing by on a Saturday?
Well, Cliff, A Faster PC has technicians standing by Monday through Friday for standard and emergency service, both in-shop and on-site. That means you can bring your computer to A Faster PC, or A Faster PC can come to you. And if you need computer service in a hurry, we offer emergency service both in-shop and on-site. We can handle anything from software installs, viruses, spyware, to multi-site VPN networking. Computer problems?
You need a faster PC.
A Faster PC, conveniently located at 7186 South US 1, Port St. Lucie, and on the web at afasterpc.com. For more information, call 878-5978. 878-5978. Computer problems? You need a Faster PC.
A Faster PC has been here, and as Florida begins to open for business,
The faster PC.
will remain open to repair computers 9 to 5 Monday through Friday and 9 to 2 Saturdays. We offer curbside drop-off and pickup and on-site service where a Faster PC can come to you. And we can fix many computer problems remotely without requiring any in-person contact. A Faster PC is also working to help our customers set up remote access so that employees can continue to work and be productive from home. Computer problems?
You need a faster PC.
A Faster PC is conveniently located at 7190 South US 1 next to the new Dollar General in Port St. Lucie, and on the web at
www.afasterpc.com.
that's www.afasterpc.com. For more information, call 878-5978. Again, that's 772-878-5978. Even in times like these, when you have computer problems,
You need a faster PC.
welcome back to A Faster PC Radio. This is the last segment of today's show. We'd love to answer your computer questions, but if you don't call, we can't answer. Give us a call. The number to have your computer question answered is 772-340-1590, 772-340-1590, or you can hop on over to our Facebook page, A Faster PC, and actually from there, you can type your question into the comment section. So again, just a few more minutes to answer your questions. We did want to remind you also that not only can you ask your questions at the Facebook page or by calling 772-340-1590. But you can also watch the video as well. So some of the questions that I'm answering, as I answer those questions, I'll be able actually to show you the steps that you go through to resolve computer problems. And if you're not where you can watch it right now, that's fine. You can watch it at your convenience shortly after the show's over. It'll be up there on our Facebook page. You can get there one of two ways. Either go to our website, afasterpc.com. We have a link that says listen to a Faster PC radio. If you click on that, it'll take you to our Facebook page, or go to Facebook and search for a Faster PC. We also wanted to remind you that in the shop we have technicians standing by today to work on computers and resolve computer problems. We're at 7190 South US 1, and our number in the office is 772-878-5978. And of course, we're here to answer your questions. Well, your computer questions, and we could answer other questions, but we're here specifically to answer computer questions. Computer problems? You need a Faster PC.
That's right, you do, and we are back ready to answer your computer questions, your technical questions as well. So what we've been talking about here in the last end of the last segment was this problem with Comcast that we started seeing, and actually last Saturday was when we started seeing it at our house, and I had a remote session to do with a client, and I was just having a problem getting connected and staying connected. I would get connected, I would get dropped. I would get connected, I would get dropped. I would get connected, I would get dropped. So I actually drove to our store and continued the remote session, and just said, hey, I'm not going to charge you for that previous time, because we didn't really get anything accomplished, and it wasn't your fault that we were having some problems with the internet there. And so, but what we actually saw happen was over the next few days, and really over a few days, we were seeing continual problems where for streaming video, well, it would start buffering, and you'd see the little circle, and the video would pause, and you'd have to wait, whether it's on a computer or a TV or something like that. So we said, well, and then we would power cycle the router and modem, and the problem would go away, at least for a while, and then it would come back. And our client that was having the same issue, he said, well, and we actually replaced a switch for him because he had a switch that was slower than his internet speed. So we put in a gigabit switch because he was paying for faster internet than 100 megabit per second. And so we put in a gigabit switch. We also put in smart switches so that we could power cycle automatically his modem before they come into work. His Comcast modem, shutting down these things, power cycling the router, the modem, the switch, these things prior to when you actually start for the day can be helpful and can help prevent problems. So we actually configured these smart switches to power off, a little bit, maybe an hour or so before everyone got there, and then power back on so that the modem, the router, the switch would all be doing good. So we replaced the switch and got those smart switches in there. They had a problem one day, and we actually powered the system, the router off and back on, power cycled it, and then the system was able to come back up, and everything worked the rest of the day. But he said, well, it's not worth it to me to go down, so let's just replace the router. So we went ahead and replaced the router, and lo and behold, it actually solved the problem. At least we haven't heard any other issues. And we have found that the manufacturer of the router did come out with a patch. I installed it on our router last night, and our router in the office today. So far this show, 0 frames dropped, and I did see a few frames dropped during last week's show. So don't know exactly the cause of that, but we'll report on this future. The issue is here, what we found with, and I'm glad I have more time to talk about this because we actually did have it, the situation where the router was this manufacturer did come out with the firmware update. And with the firmware update, we installed it on our router at our house last night. And I have software that monitors the internet all the time, and it didn't come up, and it comes up with an error when there's a connection issue. So what we actually found is that it didn't actually come up with an error there. So what we did is we installed that firmware update. I installed it here at our office as well. And last week I did actually see some frames dropped, and I'm not sure whether it was the router that was causing the issue. I'll actually switch back over to a full screen. So we have the frames dropped. Right now, 0 frames dropped over the course of the show. And most of last week's show, we had no frames dropped. But there was a certain period of time, and I actually saw it over the last few shows. And I'm now streaming not just to one, we're connecting to 2 stations now through Zoom, and we're also streaming to 2 social media platforms, Facebook and YouTube. So what we saw there is that with those streams, we actually had issues, and where last week and for a few weeks we have seen a few frames dropped, and it would just be like sporadic. Like most of the time we'd have 0 frames dropped, and we get to a certain section and we would be not 30 frames dropped like we saw with Wi-Fi 5 or 33% frames dropped with Wi-Fi 4, but we would see maybe 1 or 2% frames drop. But this would all happen over a span of maybe 30 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes, something like that, and then it would go back and we would stop dropping the frames. Now, one thing I did start doing, I did it last week during when I saw the frames start to drop. I use OneDrive for it backs up some of the data that I have. All the data that's in my OneDrive folder is backed up with OneDrive. And OneDrive, actually, one of the things that I actually saw with OneDrive is that it actually started, it's actually backing up all the time. It uses up some bandwidth, and that bandwidth, what that means is that it's using up some of the capacity of the internet. So just in case that was causing any problems, I paused it for 2 hours. Now, I did pause it for 2 hours before this show also. And I also configured OneDrive last week so that it would not use up all of the data. In fact, let me open up OneDrive here and just show you how you can actually change that. So I used it. I just set it so that it would automatically. And let me see. It's maybe because I'm doing some other things, but it's not popping up right away. For me. It might pop up in a minute. Let me see. Do I already have it open? I do not already have it open. Maybe it's because of all the other things that I have going, or because it's paused. But in fact, let me see if I can bring it up through search. So one thing you can do with Windows 10 and Windows 11 is you can actually search, and we'll see if this will come up. It's actually already running, but again, it's paused. But I did configure OneDrive so that it would automatically throttle or slow down the upload if necessary. And this is actually, you see it's paused, so I can click on the link here. I can resume syncing. And I think I can't really make any changes unless I resume syncing. So let me go ahead and resume syncing. And you see it's actually working on uploading 5 terabytes of information. It's got 1.9 terabytes so far. So I was working last night on a lot of audio and video files for the shows. So, but one of the things you can do in here, and I think because of the way I open this up, that it's not, may not be actually, it's looking at the personal OneDrive, and I have a corporate OneDrive. But anyway, when I open up OneDrive, you can actually go up to the little gear in the upper part of it, And OneDrive, by the way, is Microsoft's cloud storage, and it does back up data that's in the OneDrive. And they give you 5 gigabytes for free if you subscribe to Microsoft 365. For personal or business, you actually have a situation where they'll give you 1 terabyte. If you don't want to subscribe to Microsoft 365 but need more than 5 gigabytes, you can subscribe to just 100 terabytes, and that's $2 a month. But we can actually go into settings here, and I actually have a corporate version. The corporate versions give you anywhere from 1 terabyte or more, depending on your space. And for some reason, it's not actually showing me the settings in my account right now. And it should, but it's probably bringing up a personal OneDrive instead of the corporate OneDrive. Let me see if I can actually navigate over there. While I'm doing that, I'll just continue to tell the story here, is that I did pause the OneDrive syncing last week during, when I saw it actually having an issue. And so when I paused that syncing, what I had happen was I actually had a situation where it stops that bandwidth to preserve more bandwidth for the stream and for the Zoom connection to the stations. And by the way, neither station really, and I don't think there was any audio issues at either station, but there was some frames dropped, and typically with streaming you're going to see 30 frames per second. Switch back over to a full screen and just show you. I'm streaming to YouTube in between 29 and 30 frames a second, and I'm also streaming to Facebook 30 frames a second at the same time. So 30 frames a second is what the human eye can see. And, of course, you can have more frames a second and, than that. But the human eye can see 30 frames a second. If you start dropping below 30 frames a second, then your audience is going to see that the video is going to be a little bit jumpy, a little bit choppy. What I actually have seen here is that, again, after installing the firmware update on that router, which does correct security issues, but also corrects stability issues. And the stability issues were really the reason that we looked at this. But the security issues are another reason that you may want to update the router. You always want to, if there's a firmware update available, you want to install those because they do correct security issues, but sometimes they correct stability issues, as in this one. So if you're out there, you've been having some problems in the last week or two with your internet, maybe you're having some buffering issues, well, give us a call. We can actually help you. 772-878-5978 is our number.
And we're coming to the end of today's show, but if you've missed any part of this show or just want to listen to it again or watch it again, because you can do that at our Facebook page and YouTube channel. You can not only hear the show but also see the show, and when we've described and shown you how to resolve computer problems, you can actually see that and watch it over and over again at our Facebook page or our YouTube channel. You can get there by going to our website at fasterpc.com and clicking on the links. We'll be open today until 2, closed Monday for Labor Day, open Monday through Friday 9 to 5, and open again Saturday 9 to 2. We want to invite you to listen to our church radio show tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. here on WPSL. The title to tomorrow's sermon is, Why Aren't Pro-Life Advocates and Christians as United to Defend Life as Pro-Abortion Advocates are to Destroy Life? You can listen to other sermons on our church website, covenanttabernacle.com, or our church Facebook page, Covenant Tabernacle World Outreach Center. You can find a Faster PC's Facebook page and YouTube channel by searching for a Faster PC on Facebook and YouTube, or by going to our website and clicking on the links. While there, you can actually watch the show, not only hear the show, but also watch the show and see the steps that we go through to actually resolve computer problems. A Faster PC is conveniently located at 7190 South US 1 on the east side of US 1, just north of Rio Mar. We're also on the web at www.afasterpc.com. Again, that's afasterpc.com. And you can reach us at 772-878-5978. Again, 772-878-5978. Computer problems?
Don't you know by now you need a faster PC?